I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right.
If you're looking for a great place to buy your toys, Cokis has a great range of figures, including your favorite ones from Hiya Toys like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, the female Muto. Get 6% off in all your purchases with my discount code. Use RubiCokis to get all your favorite figures much cheaper than anywhere else with fast shipping. Link in the description down below. This also means you don't have to wait for those long releases from the US. You can get everything much faster and exactly the same time that Hiya Toys releases their figures from their end. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description, apply the code to get everything much cheaper. It's highly recommended. Thank you for watching the video. As of recently, companies have been showcasing their upcoming figures. One of them has to be MonsterArts, showcasing their upcoming line for Godzilla x Kong the New Empire. Here we have a comparison with Mothra 2019 and the 2024 showcasing supposed upgrades, and they showcase a very interesting image trying to recreate the final battle between Scar, Godzilla, Kong, and Shimu, or Shimo as some people want to call it. Now before I get to the topic, you guys know that I am totally against any hateful comments or anything like that. You know that we like to keep the comment section very respectful and clean, mature to everybody's likings and opinions. If you go over to the original post on Instagram, the comment section is extremely toxic towards this company. You can see that there's a lot of hateful comments or a lot of people simply roasting them super hard. They're not falling for this anymore. And there's a lot of reasons, which I'll get to that later on. But mainly, I want to say that respectfully, when I saw this post, especially the image where you see the four main characters together, my first initial thought was this has to be a toy company. It looks very toy-like. When you have all of them together, there's simply not a realism tone. You don't simply feel like there's value, quality in return. Like when I see this image, I think immediately toys. Not figures, not statues, not something that represents high-end figures. And I gotta say, Scar looks extremely awful. You see that face? Shimu, I'm not even gonna talk about it. Like I've said, respectfully, they look decent. Now all of a sudden we have Hiya Toys, a company who has very affordable, amazing detailed figures with great articulation. If there's a problem, they're willing to fix it. They're willing to do anything to deliver the very best product out there, unlike MonsterArts. Now, if you guys remember, previously I said that MonsterArts had a Q&A type of video or interview as well. I decided not to cover that because I honestly believe it was bullshit. Now, don't quote me on the questions, but one of them was like talking about their logo, how it represents a heart because they pour their very heart into every single figure. They do everything with dedication and love. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, sure, you pour all of your love and dedication. You can definitely see the quality that you put into your figures. I gotta say that's bullshit. Another question was, why don't they include any effects? The simple answer was, well, you guys already have effects. There's no point of adding any effects. Something very cheap. And I was like, what the hell? It's like every single question they've answered was very, very vague. Now, another one was something about, changes within the figures. If they have enough time, they're willing to upgrade figures and include changes. Now, throughout the years of MonsterArts, from what I can recall, and I've been collecting figures for more than a decade, I don't remember them announcing any upgraded figures or doing any changes. Their excuse was sometimes we don't get the material, so we have to go with what we have at the moment. And if we do have access to those, files, then we can possibly do upgrades for the near future. That's bullshit because look, take for example Mothra. If that was true, why didn't they really upgrade Mothra 2024 from the 2019? And it's funny because they did a comparison and it's literally the same figure. The only change that they've done to that figure is probably the pattern on the wings. That's about it. If they truly cared about fans, they would have went back, changed the whole wings, change the whole body, do a lot of improvements because that design is very outdated. It's very early concept art. Their argument falls apart immediately. Like every single question they've answered, I was like, yeah, that's totally bullshit. And that's why I decided not to cover that, because I just simply believe they were not being honest with what they were answering at that time. Now let's talk about Hiya Toys. So a lot of people have been wondering what's been happening with the 2014 Godzilla and all of the figures that have been pushed back. They were supposed to be released already. It's taking forever. So apparently they've been delayed, or it's been taking longer than usual because Hiya Toys is upgrading all those figures with brand new ball joints, a new ball joint system, brand new cuts, and doing a lot of upgrades to deliver the very best figures that we can possibly get. Apparently, the new 2014 is a new model with the brand new articulated system, and you can see that by the poses that it's able to do compared to the very first time that we saw it in the promo images. So that's very great. Now, this is the translucent version, I believe. Now, we don't know if this is going to be applied to the current original version, but it could be said that it is to be happening because that figure was supposed to be released very, very early on this year and never happened. So one can only imagine that this is happening due to them upgrading the 2014 Godzilla. Another confirmation that we have for an upgraded figure is Godzilla Evolve. Now, we previously saw how it's rocking a new system. Now we have more clear images of what this figure is capable of doing, and oh my god, is it impressive. It really has come a long way from the promo images until now, and you guys can see the pose, very similar to what we saw with 2014, just a little bit different, but regardless, the major difference here has to be the movable dorsal plate in the middle. Now for this, I gotta give props to Hiya Toys. My respect for you. And honestly, if most of the figures have to be delayed to see this type of treatment, by all means, take the time necessary. I know there's a few people that already won Godzilla 2014 and other figures, but guys, you have to let this company cook. Look at what they're doing with more extra time. Could you imagine other figures that deserve, this type of treatment, like King Ghidorah and other figures that could possibly come within the line? It's better for a figure to get delayed to see better improvements with design, accuracy, details, articulation. I would rather have that than to have a product that's half-baked. I've always said it. I don't like products that are half-baked, and that's why a lot of people are roasting MonsterArts with Hiya Toys. It's very clear why Hiya Toys has become the preferred company, the number one company currently right now. I dare say it is better than MonsterArts. That's my opinion, and most of us can agree with that. If you disagree, totally fine. Now, I'm not trying to create any conflict between both of those companies, but we have to be honest here and really see things for what they are. One of those companies truly cares for what they do. They have passion, dedication, they have everything that it takes to create quality figures, while another company thinks that they can get away with those lazy practices, and a lot of people keep on falling for it just because of the name. And honestly, I used to be a fan, not anymore. I haven't been supporting this company for over 5 years, I believe, and that's because the last figure that I got was a total disaster. It fell out of the box, it wouldn't stay up, I couldn't do anything with that figure, and therefore I'm not going to be giving my money to a company that's not trustworthy, that doesn't live to my expectations and their expectations. If they don't care, why should I care, It's just truly a shame how far and how low MonsterArts has become. I think, and I've said it multiple times, whoever is in charge of that company has to be removed. Their leadership is not taking this company anywhere good. It's becoming a downfall, and I can guarantee you that over the years, it's only going to get worse. Like, it's honestly embarrassing to go to the comment section and all you see is a lot of people making fun of them, expressing how disappointed they feel with those products. saying that Hiya Toys is better. It's awful. I gotta say, it's awful. And it's nobody else's fault but their fault, because they're not putting in the effort, quality, dedication. They're not putting anything that tells you there's going to be a major change. Whoever thinks they're doing a fantastic job, I gotta tell you, it's not happening. It's obviously not working for you, and there has to be a change. You guys have to wake up and realize that you're fucking up this company. I'm not talking about like the whole company in general. I'm talking about MonsterArts, because other departments are doing a fantastic job. And look, Hiya Toys doesn't even have 5 years right now, or even a decade, and they're already outmatching what MonsterArts has done in over 20 years, and that's impressive. It talks value, it talks respect, that another company is able to do more for much less. Like, what the hell? And it's crazy because MonsterArts keeps getting expensive, and you would think, okay, they're getting expensive, they're going to give us more. No, it's the opposite. They get more expensive and they offer you bare bones. It's ridiculous. At this point, it is ridiculous, and I'm not falling for those practices. Maybe because I'm getting older and I can see through their lies, and obviously, kids or teenagers may not be able to see that. But I gotta be honest here with you guys. Do not support companies like this. Like, the more we support companies like this, the more they're going to continue to get away with this. Now, I'm not trying to create any toxic environment here. Like I've said, I'm only speaking facts here. And look, by no means is Hiya Toys perfect, but at least they're trying, and you can definitely see that through their figures. They continue to improve with their paint job, their details, articulation, quality. They always deliver what fans have been asking for, always giving us the very best, unlike MonsterArts. And it's just mind-boggling to me, and I gotta respect that and put respect where it's actually due.